Hello, Mr. Channing Jigamut, the President of Thai Footwear Association, Mr. Bunlet Povisit, the Vice President of Thai Footwear Association, Mr. Tony Ting, the President of Malaysian Footwear Manufacturers Association, and all other leaders of the shoe industry, and trade mates and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good day to all of you. First of all, I must heartily say thank you to three of our leaders, Mr. Channing, Mr. Bunlet, and Mr. Tony. It was due to their kind proposal and helps make me to decide taking up this opportunity to present a simplest talk of myself. The event started on 30th of March this year, when I met the three leaders in Malaysia annual shoe festivals. We discussed about my shoe design course. I told them that my teaching started in 1988. It was about 24 years or nearly 1/4 of a century. I think it was the first registered shoe design school in the country. At present, most of the professional shoe designers in Malaysia are my students. Mr. Channing asked me whether I can let him have my profile. It's very reasonable, right? But embarrassingly, I have to say sorry to him because I didn't have any. Why? The reason is quite simple. Because for 1/4 of a century, I was teaching in my own country, Malaysia, and most of the shoemaking people in Malaysia knows me well. Our MFMA president, Mr. Tony, advised me better to have a profile since I have intention of going around to teach in neighboring countries. Really need one profile for my self-introduction purpose. Well, I will try my very best to make it the simplest and the interesting one as possible. Okay? My name is EricFoo in English and Fu Yinpeng in Chinese. I was born in 1947 in a shoe family in Kuala Lumpur. My father was running a shoe factory with my mother and sisters were helping him in the shoe uppers making. I was helping the family in sewing works in my teen age. At the age of 20s, I helped the factory to wholesale its productions from state to state, from shop to shops. At the time, I know nothing about shoe design work, but gradually I came to understand shoe sample or designs are so important for a salesman. The quantity of orders he obtained depend on how attractive the shoe designs were to the customers. Therefore, the up or down of the factory depend on the works of the designer. That's why I always say design is equal to soul of the industry. So, dear friends, especially young boys and girls, believe me, the professional footwear designer's work is a very high-class and important job. Yes, it's a first-class job. Now, maybe it's the right time I should tell our industry's leaders, our bosses, our managers, and CEO that think designers are odd ducks who should be confined to their rooms is totally wrong. They should sit at the CEO's immediate right at the boardroom table. They should be given opportunities to visit exhibitions as to see and understand trends. They should be encouraged to read more fashion books and magazines to get in touch with designs. And you should assist them to attend professional courses for improvements. After knowing designs were so important, I tried to design myself and cut out the pattern to make shoes, but it was not so easy. Most of my works failed. I tried to get some of the local designers to help, but most of them did not like to teach or just explain roughly a bit here and a bit there. Incompletely. Always half and half only. In 1973, Master Chong came back from England, conducted a few weeks short-term shoe design course. I have attended the class and some improvements to continue my shoe design works. It was in 1987, a shoe design school principal, Mr. Lee Pingding from Taiwan, came to Kuala Lumpur to lecture a 3.5 months course for men and ladies shoes design. I attended the class and learned quite practical technique on shoe designing. The syllabus of the course were very systematic. As you know, at that time, Taiwan was one of the top countries of shoe manufacturing in the world. Therefore, as far as shoe designing work is concerned, I have improved a lot. With Principal Lee from Taiwan, here came in a very interesting story. It's about a one-piece pattern. One day, Mr. Lee came to show me a man's shoe and asked me, "Can you cut this?" At first, I found it was just an old pattern basic man's shoe. When I realized the shoe, except the tongue portion, have no joints at all. The hem, the sides, and even the back curve. I was so surprised when I asked Master Lee whether he can teach me the method to cut. His answer is no. At that time, I was too young to say, "Give me some time, I will try to cut one." I was really annoyed him. He told me, "You know, in Asia, only 2 persons can cut out this pattern, a Japanese designer and myself." Maybe too young is also an advantage. After that, I tried very hard to cut the pattern. I cut and cut and cut for 1 week. At last, I got it soft. I made the shoe and showed it to Master Lee. He is really my principal forever. Yes, forever. I will remember. After seeing the shoe, he knocked his head and said, "It is better than mine." Interesting and surprising, right? So, boys and girls and all friends, you are too young energy. Will help you to make one and show it to me later, okay? This is a certificate I obtained from Principal Lee. This is a certificate, okay? Since the course was so valuable with professional skill, I think I have made a good decision to register the school as Shoe Art Design Studio, started teaching shoe design technique in 1988. I started teaching the course in Johor Bahru, a southern Malaysian town next to Singapore. After teaching 2 classes there, the Malaysian Footwear Manufacturers Association encouraged me to come back to KL. They supported me, be recruiting students for me, and allowed me to use the association's hall for teaching. Later on, I was invited by the Perak Footwear Industry Association in Ipoh to conduct classes there. The Perak Footwear Industry Association also assisted me to recruit students and let me use their hall freely. In 1993, I feel that we shall need some improvements to upgrade our skill to world standard. Since the Italian School of Shoe Designing and Technique were internationally appreciated and excellent, I attended the ARS Suturia's shoe design course. It's a 3.5 months course, but its school fees alone cost me US dollars 8,300. For transport, lodging, food, tools, and materials, I have to spend about US dollars 10,000. I bought some books for shoe design and the technique concerned. They cost me about US dollars 2,000. Total over US dollars 20,000. That was in 1993. Now it could be double the expenditures needed for attending the similar course. So I dare not to waste any time during my study in ARS. I used to complete all my homeworks and to revise whatever I have learned during daytime in class. Before I went to bed, it's always over midnight. Hard work always benefited you with excellent results. I got full marks, that is 9.5 marks in my examination, and I was the top student in the class. This is a certificate of ARS, one of the best footwear professional school in the world. And this is the full mark result I achieved, okay? So, improvement after improvement, my only hope is to become a good teacher, to continually contribute what I have hardly learned to our shoe trade mates and students for better and better footwear productions. Do you know what means CAD and CAM? Oh yes, CAD means computer aided design and CAM is computer aided manufacturing. Therefore, computers are excellently tools to help us in works. So, for further improvement needs, I attended a computer 3D design course of a Shoe Master CAD/CAM training in 2005, conducted by an Italian teacher, Mr. Raffaelli, in Selangor Human Resource and Development classrooms. As we said, practice makes perfect, okay? So, after the training, I asked the manager of the department whether I can come back for practice. Unfortunately, I was told that the software had been sent back to Italy. So without practice, I certainly cannot be perfect in the CAD/CAM program at all. Therefore, in my syllabus, the computer training part is not included. Just because I don't like things to be done at half and half standard, okay? And this is my certificate of attendance, okay? After 1/4 century of hard work on teaching and teaching, what happiness have I obtained? Money? Oh yes, but that is just enough for my good living and brought up my children. Actually, the most happiest feeling to me is having thousands of professionally trained footwear design students in my own country, and the appreciation of them by giving me rewards through their associations and invited me to be their judge for footwear design competitions and so forth. I'm really enjoyed by seeing these rewards. Come on and enjoy with me.